Dear students, how are you? I think you are hale and hearty staying at home. Still, we cannot continue our normal classes. We are trying to help you taking online classes. My today's class is for the students of Honors 4th Year Department of English. Today, I would like to discuss on grammar translation method. Very beginning of my lecture, I would like to clear you definition of grammar translation method. What is grammar translation method? Grammar translation method is a language teaching method that was used in teaching ancient Greek and Latin. At that time, it was called classical method. Focuses on grammatical rules, memorization of vocabulary and of various declensions and conjugations, translation of text, doing written exercise. In the 19th century, the classical method came to be known as the grammar translation method. So it is clear to you that grammar translation method is very old method, though in our country previously it was very popular. Actually, it was used in Greek and Latin to translate their text in English and any other languages. Now we discuss principles of grammar translation method. Let's see. Prater and Celsi Marcia list the major characteristics of grammar translation method. Step by step we discuss. Classes are taught in the mother tongue with little active use of target language. That means if anyone wants to learn any language, he has to learn the mother tongue and he can take help the mother tongue to learn the target language. Number 2, mass vocabulary is taught in the form of list of isolated words. That means if anyone wants to learn English, he has to memorize a lot of words in English. He has to memorize vocabulary. Long elaborate explanations of the intricacies of grammar are given. That means grammar is needed to describe. Number 4, grammar provides the rules for putting words together and instruction often focuses on the form and inflection of words. Number 5, reading of difficult classical text is begun early. Number 6, little attention is paid to the content of text which are treated as exercises in grammatical analysis. Number 7, often the only drills are exercises in translating disconnected sentences from the target language into mother tongue. And number 8, little or no attention is given to pronunciation. So in grammar translation method, pronunciation is not a factor. Here, in case of pronunciation, no mistake. There is no mistakes. These are the characteristics of grammar translation method. Now, what are the roles of the teacher and students in the grammar translation method in the classroom? As a teacher has to play some roles to teach his students. Again, in the classroom, the students have also have to play some roles in the classroom to learn any language in grammar translation method. Now, I want to discuss what are the roles of a teacher. Teacher's role. Some roles that teachers play in the teaching language through GMTR. Number 1, they teach rules and structures of the target language. That means if anyone wants to learn English, he must know the rules of the English language. He has to know the structure of the language. or any other language what he wants to learn. He has to learn the structure and grammatical rules of that language. Teachers take authority in the classroom and plan and direct learning. A teacher has to make a plan what he will do in the classroom, what techniques he uses in the classroom. So the total authority depends on the teacher. Next, teacher's talking time is more than students' talking time. In the classroom, a teacher has to talk more than a student. That means a teacher is active and a student is passive here. Accuracy is emphasized over fluency in the target language. Next, learning a foreign language means learning how to translate sentences or passages from the mother tongue into the target language and vice versa. The skills focused to teach through grammar translation method are reading and writing. Here speaking and listening are not important. These are the roles of a teacher. A teacher has to play in the classroom. Now, students' role. In the classroom, now I want to discuss the students' role in the classroom. Number 1, students are passive learners in the classroom. Number 2, they follow teachers' directions. That means a student has to follow what his teachers say in the classroom. Number 3, they memorize list of grammar rules and vocabulary of the target language. A lot of words are memorized by a student to learn the target language through grammar translation method. Now, what are the advantages of grammar translation method? Number 1, explaining the thoughts and inner ideas contained in the English text in the mother tongue leads to better comprehension. The pupil is not given vague explanations with the help of gestures or with English words or objects and pictures. The pupil is not left in doubt or to make gauge work as to what the teacher means. Number 2, it is an appropriate way of getting the meaning of words which stand for abstract things or qualities such as truth, falsehood, good, bad, honest, virtuous, nice, fine, etc. No amount of gestures or pictures and models would make these ideas clear if the use of mother tongue is altogether forbidden. I think it is clear to you. Number 3, the English idioms and idiomatic phrases can also be translated into mother tongue for better and quicker comprehension. Some educationalists think the use of mother tongue as teaching aid. In grammar translation method, mother tongue is very, very important. Number 4, moreover, it is easy to apply and an English teacher needs very little preparation for presenting his lesson. Besides, the teacher needs not be so fluent in English to teach the class. This is also advantage of grammar translation method. These are the advantages of grammar translation method. Now, we will see the disadvantages of grammar translation method. There are many drawbacks of grammar translation method. In spite of its popularity in our country, the grammar translation method has some serious drawbacks, that cannot be exclusively adopted for the teaching of English. Translation of word, idiom or phrases no doubt removes vagueness and confusion, but the grammar translation method is condemned for the following. That means there are many drawbacks. But once upon a time it was very popular in our country. Number 1, this method ignores the fact that living language are learned by first practicing oral speech. Next, language learning is an art and not a science. Arts are learned by practice, and the art of speech requires a good deal of practice. Languages are not learned by study of grammar or by merely mastering the rules. This method provides no opportunity for the practice of oral speech, and hence it is an incomplete method. Number 3, it is true that translation work is important for better comprehension, but it is almost impossible to translate completely the spirit of the ideas from one language into another. In this process, there are always elements subtle and colorful that refuse to be rendered in a language. For instance, the meaning of word look and see is difficult to present. It is true that translate one language from another language, from the translation work we cannot get the complete idea. Number 4, there are large number of words equivalents for which cannot be found on other languages. There are many phrases in English which have no exact equivalents in Bengali. Number 5, language is a means of communication, but this method fails to fulfill this objective, because for effective communication the 4 languages skills are to be taught and practiced. This method of employing word for translation destroys the learner's fluency and spontaneity of speech. I have already made it clear to you. Here, listening and speaking, these 2 skills are totally neglected in grammar translation method. So, when anyone wants to learn the target language, spoken is very important. Here, spoken is totally neglected. A person who has learned English language by this method is commonly found to be halting in speech. He would first begin to think in the mother tongue and then translate his ideas into English. This wide entry is a serious handicap in acquiring mastery of a language. The teaching of pronunciation is neglected here. I have already told it. Isolated words are asked to memorize, but we talk not in words but in sentences. So the learner cannot fill those isolated words properly in different sentences, because one word may have different meanings in different contexts. Dear students, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.